Without further ado, I kind of want to jump in to this car, show you guys. I really think this is a cool car, and you know, coming from a lot of German cars and a lot of cars that I had over the years, this has kind of surprised me because I paid very little money for this car. This car was around $1,000. So for many of you that are not really familiar with this car, the Honda Civic EX, this is a 2002 model. In Canada, it was actually marketed as an SI, while here in the States it came in an EX version. Therefore, this was the second most powerful trim you could get in the US instead of the hatch SI. So I know it's a little bit confusing, but this car actually came with a 1.7 liter naturally aspirated engine. This car actually has 115 brake horsepower with 110 pound-feet of torque. Weighs around 2,500 pounds. Yeah, that's a pretty decent recipe. I think it is a little bit underpowered on power, but as I'm about to show you guys, it's actually really interesting to drive. So without further ado, let's get in here and pop your headphones on. Let's go. Though unfortunately this car is automatic. Yes, I know it's a slush box. I know it is not the greatest, but that's what the car came with. I am not going to, you know, I'm not going to gripe. This car was originally not really for me. Ooh, nice Mustang. This car was originally for my dad. I bought this for him to kind of get around, and as a byproduct, I actually really like the car. I really do. What I really like the most about this car is this elbow placement here for the to kind of hold your gear shift. I know this is not really like looked as like, oh Tom, why are you holding, you know, an automatic gear knob? But I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, this is a fantastic position to, like, if you were to actually have this in a manual version, this would be fantastic. You're just kind of like resting your hand. You can go 1, 2, 3, and your hand is not in an uncomfortable position. It's in a very, very well placed spot. I think some of you may want you know, a daily, and you're kind of looking to, you know, not have your main car. I really think this is it. This car is absolutely phenomenal to appreciate your build, or appreciate your car you don't really want to drive every day because of, you know, people dinging your doors and whatnot. I truly, and from the bottom of my heart, you have a car that you really love and you've been driving it for a kind of a long amount of time, you need to get yourself a cheap, slow car with not that great of an interior, not that great of you know, enjoyment of driving. It has to be like a Civic, a Toyota, or something that's just really really meh. Because then what happens is that when you jump into your normal car, when you jump into your nice car, when you jump into your 911, your BMW, your, you know, the nice car that you drive every day, you're going to appreciate it more. Basically, kind of, I came to this conclusion. I was driving this around for like 2 weeks, and my S4 was actually at the shop. It was getting its transmission oil done. Basically, you know, the whole 10 yards, all the service, seals, gaskets, everything. And I got this car right when I dropped off my Audi. And I've been driving it around for like almost a week and a half. I haven't had my Audi for like 2 weeks. And when I got into my Audi, I began to appreciate it. Man, did I begin to appreciate my Audi. How supple it was, the suspension, how nice it was. And it made me really appreciate the car that I have, you know? And what I think a lot of us car enthusiasts do, and will tend to actually start happening to us, is when we get the car that we want, when we get the car that, you know, we drive kind of every day, and it's our fun car, it's our main car, it's our everything car, I have a feeling we have a tendency to get bored of it, and we tend to modify things, right? We tend to buy extra parts, we tend to get different wheels, we constantly has to be something different with it, right? And at a certain point, you put all that money into the car, and then you just get bored. you just absolutely get bored of the car, and then you end up, you know, selling it, and then you're on to the next. So what the special part about cars like this is that it saves you from that, because once you don't drive your main car, you begin to appreciate the car that's in your garage. This brings an important, you know, piece home. If you have a nice car, get yourself a, you know, car like this. It will make you appreciate it more. So yes, to all you Honda people out there, I know where you're coming from now. I understand, I get it, I'm with you. I know why so many people tend to modify these things. You know, I understand now. This is a cool little car. It's not that expensive. It's a great car to learn how to wrench on other cars yourself. And I understand now why this becomes the gateway drug. Yes, the sportier Honda Civics are the gateway drug to cars. That's what they should call these cars, a gateway drug to cars. Because this is absolutely what it is. I understand now why 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, they'll get an eBay turbo kit, slap this on, lower it a little bit, maybe put some, you know, questionable exhaust on it. But I understand now. This car is extremely fun with the good tires, with a manual transmission, a nice turbo kit. Not only do you get fantastic gas mileage, but in the twisties, this thing just moves. And it's so fun to drive. So the points I kind of want to sum up here is the car was very cheap. I got this car from Copart because private prices were absolutely insane. A second part about this car is obviously, you know, how nice and light and nimble it is, and, you know, it being not that super powerful, it's still awesome. Third, braking is fantastic in this car. You know, if you have good brakes on this and you stop on a dime, it'll stop. 2,500 pounds with me in it, probably like 2,700, still not bad. Appreciation for your main car. And the last but not least, VTEC. But it's so much fun. So much fun. Here, we'll go through a little. And this is what I mean. Flick. Ooh, understeer. But that was pretty nice. It was a little scary there, not gonna lie. But that was fun. That was pretty fun. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you took something out of this video, and I hope maybe I brought you a spark of an idea or something. I know there's plenty of channels out there you guys rather prefer watching, but you guys were here with me, so thank you so much. I appreciate you. And until next time, my people, see ya!